Okay, guys, we were abruptly cut off at the bottom of page 3. So we have Nick Carraway, who is going to move in with an office buddy. Office buddy is sent to Washington, so no longer working in the New York City office. So instead, Nick ends up moving to the country alone. He says, I had a dog. At least I had him for a few days until he ran away. And an old Dodge, so a vehicle, and a Finnish woman who made my bed and cooked breakfast and muttered Finnish wisdom to herself over the electric stove. So he has a dog, a Dodge, a car, and a Finnish woman all in one breath. The condescension is very clear. And we have Nick Carraway being a little bit hypocritical because this woman is just the help. She has no status in his world because Nick Carraway comes from a rich world. And therefore, he's being a hypocrite when he says that he doesn't judge. Clearly, he does. It was lonely for a day or so until one morning some man more recently arrived than I stopped me on the road. How do you get to West Egg Village? He asked helplessly. I told him, and as I walked on, I was lonely no longer. I was a guide, a pathfinder, an original settler. He had casually conferred on me the freedom of the neighborhood. So we have Nick feeling pretty good about himself because he was able to give somebody else directions. So he feels like, now he's made it. He's been there for a while. I find this a little dramatic, overly romantic, overly idealistic, just because he happened to give a dude directions. But that's our narrator, that's Nick Carraway. And so, with the sunshine and the great bursts of leaves growing on the trees, just as things grow in fast movies, I had that familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the summer. The guy's a veteran. I don't blame him for wanting to grab the opportunity to start over again. However, he's not living like most people. He's rich enough that he gets to start over. He gets to live off of daddy's money for a year as he tries new things. Not many of us get to do this. So keep that in mind. Nick Carraway is trying to sell us the fact that he's just like us. But keep in the back of your mind that it is only his perspective telling the story. How much is he really just like us? There was so much to read, for one thing, and so much fine health to be pulled down out of the young, breath-giving air. I bought a dozen volumes of books on banking and credit and investment securities, and they stood on my shelf in red and gold like new money from the mint, promising to unfold the shining secrets that only Midas, Morgan, and Macinus knew. Okay, this is a little ridiculous. He buys books that sit on the shelf. So knowledge is sitting on the shelf. He's not holding himself accountable for this knowledge, but he feels good because he bought the books. When you think about Nick and who Nick is, this is a core part of his characterization. Keep track of this, please. And I had the high intention of reading many other books besides. I was rather literary in college. Remember, he went to Yale. One year, I wrote a series of very solemn and obvious editorials for the Yale News. And now I was going to bring back all such things into my life and become again the most limited of all specialists, the well rounded man. This isn't just an epigram. An epigram is a clever remark that you say something witty just to be witty. Life is much more successfully looked at from a single window after all. Because what we should walk away with, having read now all of this, is his arrogance.